Hi, I'm Neve.
Hi, I'm Ellie.
And we are the Gem Collective. And today we are here with the incredible singer Danielle from Middlesbrough-based acoustic duo Tailor Made. So hello, thank you for joining us today.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, you're so pretty as well. Me and Neve alike.
Oh, you too.
On the slide. Oh, thank you.
Sunday.
Oh, have you? Well, that's what I was going to ask. So tell us what you've been up to this week. I bet like literally just sunbathing all week.
Yeah, so I'm luckily I'm off work for 6 weeks. My main job, I work in Middlesbrough College, so I'm off for 6 weeks. So I've got 2 little boys and we've just been literally sunbathing, going in the pool, going to the parks, and it's just been bliss.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And Middlesbrough, not far up the road from me. So
nope.
There we go. So more about Tailor Made. So I'm really interested, the name Tailor Made. Can you tell me like where that came from and the spelling of the made? Because I love like the double meaning, like tailor made. Like
see, it's quite funny, you know, because we met in college, and we just needed a name, and there was this thing on the internet called it was like that you actually put random things in and it come up with band names, and they were coming up with some ridiculous names, and we just thought, no, what can we be called? And Abby, the guitarist, she went to America and she brought home a Taylor guitar, and it's just she's never not had a Taylor guitar. And then when we started writing our own songs, it kind of just come to us tailor made the songs. It sounds really stupid.
No.
And as soon as we said tailor made, and we said, like, I come up with putting a Y in it, so it made it a bit more like cool at the time. It kind of just clicked, and we liked it, and it wasn't a name that we thought was like cringy or, you know, was a bit strange. We just liked the name. It clicked, and this was nearly 9 years ago, and we've just loved it ever since. So we just kept it, and yeah, we've made a name with that name, which is amazing, really, considering.
Exactly, and obviously you just gel so well together, because me and Neve love a good stalk of people. We're not creeps though. And we saw your sort of version of Drake and Rihanna's What's My Name, but one of yous was doing the rappy raps. I'm so mumsy and cringe, I'm sorry. But we wondered, obviously you love to mix things up. Do you mix things up live, or do you try and stick to the authenticity of the original?
No, I think we do like to change things. I think a lot of the time what we do actually is we get given songs to do, people want covers. And I always say I only like to listen to the song a few times, and then I'll get the lyrics, and then I won't listen to the song no more, because I feel like if you're constantly just listening to what the artist does, you kind of pick up on their habits. And I don't like that. I think I've got my own habits, and I want to keep them. And as much as some people say, oh, like especially singing teachers are like, oh, don't do that and don't do this and that's bad, I'm like, that's me, that's me, and that's what I like to do. So I've kind of just stuck to it, and it's worked. I mean, we got given a song to do for somebody's engagement, and I'd never heard it before, and I stuck with what we always do, and I just listened to the song 2 or 3 times, so I got the melody in my head. And then that was it. I just thought, no, I've got the lyrics, I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to do it my way. And that's what we like to do. We kind of just do it our way.
That's so good. It's good because it's like a bit of authenticity. It's new. It's not the same in this saturated world we live in now. And we love that.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to copy people. And, you know, I do love it when people say, oh, you sound like her or you sound like her. But sometimes I'm like, I want to just sound like me. I want to be Danielle. I don't want to be a Christina Aguilera. I don't want to be, you know, someone mentioned Amy Winehouse before, who is, I absolutely love them artists. They're my idols, but I love the thought of just having my own sound, if that makes sense. And when my song comes on the radio, it's recognizable as being Danielle or Tailor Made. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'd love that. That'd be my dream.
Absolutely. And you know, when that happens, because you will be, of course, we will know that is Tailor Made. That is Danielle singing right there.
We are working on it.
Actually, speaking of, you know, Tailor Made doing things and gigging and things like that, we saw you did a gig in, was it 32 degrees centigrade of heat the other you put on? And obviously it has been so hot and, you know, getting us in the holiday mood. So go on, tell me, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, say whatever the rules are right now weren't a thing, I'm lost on them now, so I'm not even going to talk about them. Say we didn't have those, where would the first place you'd be going abroad?
Maldives, if I could afford it. Just, it's somewhere I've always wanted to go. I see them little huts in the middle of the sea, and I just think that looks like heaven. It just looks like heaven. And you know, I just hope one day Millionaire goes and has a wedding and needs a singer, and it's like, we need Taylor Made to come over and perform for us.
Well,
But
exactly.
yeah,
that will happen though. And I mean, this kind of ties in because we always ask people, tell us what you're up to for the rest of 2021. But you have such an interesting background in terms of who you've sang for. If you want to name a few, and also tell us if you've got any more events coming up this year.
Yeah, we've been lucky really. We had a place called TFM Soundworks in Middlesbrough, which unfortunately it's not here anymore, which is a big shame. So we were having like A-list stars come and perform, so like Little Mix, Stussy, we've had Misha B, we've had Tom Parker from The Wanted, and we were always their supporting acts because we were quite big in Middlesbrough, alongside a lot of other amazing artists who we still actually gig with. So we were really lucky. We've performed for Professor Green, Tiny Temper, and quite a few people, to be honest, and it was amazing. And it's always kind of, you always see the dream in front of you, but somebody else is living it. It's kind of like, we want to get there, but I think that really pushes us to carry on and think if they can do it, we can do it, and it gives you that push. And we've also been lucky enough to perform at quite a few sports events, which is really strange, like the boxing event. So we've performed for Tyson Fury, Chris Eubank, can't even think, I've gone blank. Yeah, quite a few really well-known boxers. And again, they're amazing to listen to, because once we've sang, we get to sit down and actually listen to their speeches. And again, they talk about the hardships of them growing up, and again, wanting to achieve this dream, which just seems impossible. And yet they've ended up becoming like world champions, heavyweight champions, middleweight champions. And it's like, again, it gives you that inspiration, even though it's got nothing to do with music. It's still that something inside that makes you just want to keep going and just keep trying. And yeah. I've always said I'll still be in my 40s and 50s and 60s pushing, because one day it might happen, and I just don't know when. But I just feel like if you give up, you've lost, and you've lost in yourself, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. And I just think, even if I tried for the rest of my life, I can always say I tried. We tried and we pushed and we kept going.
Work ethic is the key, and then it will. Yeah. It will. So thank you so much for talking to us. It's been great having a little 5-minute chat. I wish we could chat for longer, but just for our audience, could you tell us where you can find Taylor Made on the socials?
Yeah, so we are just Taylor Made Music on everything. So it's just all one word, and it's the Made is spelled MAYD.